Hello everyone, and what is going on? Hyperion-Blue-GT here. Welcome back to Gran Turismo 7 Part 67. Next up, in Tokyo Expressway, East Clockwise, as the World Touring Car 600 continues after the last video is now going cleared from the Nürburgring Grand Prix, and the south counterclockwise will have to make one stop and go for having a most intense difficult challenge in Gran Turismo 7. So I just went down to do some different changes and tuning work for every part of the road car or racing car category that has a requirement to be on 600 performance point or less. So you see, this might have to take the first position to get 550,000 Gran Turismo credits for every 12 laps in one race. So there is 3 times of fuel consumption and 25 times of tire wear rate is going to have to be a most very difficult time, and racing on in to be on the surface, to be on the dry and wet altogether. So I know I feel nervous about this for today's video segment, folks. This will be a very grueling difficult challenge for only one race and much more perspective to see how challenging can it go. So I might have to be preferred to be using with the one best road car that I'm about to go with is the Chevy Corvette ZR1 C6 2009. We'll have to take one pit stop available by having a refuel requirement just to be needed to be served as a recommend. So I just went down to do some settings to do some 4 building set on the 600 pp WTC. Well, make that 4 of them at least. But at the time, because my decision is going to have to go and start out to use for the comfort stop tires, that will be the most main part and go adjusted to be on the applied overtake, and mostly for having some settings we'll have to get settled in and get organized whenever I like to pick. So the performance adjustment is now going update and currently to be well placed for only 669 horsepower for my Corvette. The ballas are now being placed on 4, positioning to be at 29. 99% of the power restrictor is good to go, and don't forget to have any kinds of different settings like the transmission is going to be doing on the fully customizable to be on racing. Other kinds of engine tuning or bodywork just to make sure to have the increased body rigidity will be set to be installed. But after all, because any kinds of different specific settings is going to be any kinds of specific settings we'll be using on any kinds of limitation due to the performance point requirement, except the nitrous is not allowed at this moment. So I have to get ready and enter for today's race is going to get much more difficult and more grueling for only 12 laps in the East Clockwise of Tokyo Expressway. Having my requirements is all about having my Corvette ZR1 6th generation 2009 will go challenging by having one race with a pit stop for only 12 laps by the endurance. So you see, it takes hard work and matter of perspective to choose any kinds of road car whenever you want to enter it. So I just gonna have to go down and do the settings. So I have 5 of them are now being updated to be adding up along with set 4 and set 5 on the WTC 600 pp. So I had to be sure and go by alternative to be using with the sports hard compound tires by 599.99. Almost good enough, but requirement is gonna have to be well met condition to have 1 available tires due to the restriction. So I'm all set and good to go. 1% chance of clean racing by adding up and go double by over 800,000 Gran Turismo credits. So let's join in. Gonna have to be sure to have the fuel map is about to be set and used as the purpose of a tool. Up I go. Let's commence and do the apply overtake to be on the main part of the straightaway before switching up onto lean 6. So I had to be extra careful because every road car that has a lot of good advantage performance, and especially for our Kokobun is always using with the RE Amira FD3S RX-7. So I had to keep a good watchful eye on him. He's currently to be entered into the 5th position. Here goes nothing. Sector 2 entered on to turn 1. Gonna have to keep a good lean position to be steady up and go for 6 to be going applied drop down onto 10th place. Now, let's see how I should do this, because this could be a very tough race for myself between me and my Corvette. Gonna have to go the acceleration and proceed on to sector 3. Watch yourself, because it's gonna get much more scratching around on the walls to avoid a contact with other opponents. That will have to be a losing chance and go disadvantage without having a clean race bonus for only one race. Okay, gonna have to keep it up. Stick with T Yamanaka in the Toyota GR Super RC 2020. Entering sector 4, up I go and proceed. Okay, gonna have to go de-accelerate. Going on to be at 4. Keep it straight and keep a good watchful eye on the fuel before going back in the straightaway for only power 1. That's very good. Take that blind corner to be going over to be on the main part direction of the highway. So let's go power up and straight over to be on straight 1. There's Battlefield Gallows lap time for only 2 minutes, 21.757 seconds. Gonna have to stick it to the game plan, because gonna have to switch number of position by using a field map is all about having a purpose to build your power, and go steady up on the field is all about doing the most temporary to be served as a racing responsibility. There's Team Minasono in the Subaru W.R.S coming back on to sector 2 to be on the first turn. There we go. Looks like our Kokobun has made it on to second place. Okay. Now for the gap distance, is going to have to keep a good surveillance lookout in about 10 seconds to go update to be entered onto sector 3 before exit sector 2. So I had to keep a good lean position to be on the inside corner to have a curbstone to be step up and go for the braking position at the go. Alright, stay on top of it with Minasono. De-accelerate, re-accelerate before coming in towards sector 3 exit before going back on sector 4. Okay, there you go. Looks like I had to make some more space just to be inside suitable to get closer to be served as an apex. I know this race is very impossible if I can go pit stop for only one time only. Just for refuel, but no tire change only, because my strategy is going to have to get much more suitable to be on conditions will be met. So let's go and kill the gap distance in about 8.1 seconds. Still takes a lot of patience and go on in. Looks like Susrillo took over the lap time in about 2 minutes, 13.998 seconds. Okay, looks like I just got the right points. Just going to keep a good exact power up to be on 1 and get back onto lean 6. Especially for any kinds of best road car, is going to be quite very suitable to be well extended to go endurance by around in lap number 7 or 8. I might gonna have to go for lap number 8 is going to be the most possibility for my Corvette, just to have the main potential purpose to see how my skills and my Corvette is still actually just going to keep a good well entertainment for this part of the video segment. So I'm at 65% remaining. Just going to keep a good lookout, because all that acceleration pace from the straightaway is going to have to get back in onto the curved part in the half of the track. Okay, there's Mikhail Hisao in the Subaru Impreza. Gonna have to get closer to him in about 1.9 seconds. There we go. Just going to stay on top of it and stay in 5th place. Just like that, patient, overtake, and do a smooth turn on the corners. Gonna have to let him go first. There's no need to go aggressive this time. It's only down to 61%. Gonna have to keep a good careful because faster time paces for my Corvette is gonna get more likely to be on the base condition onto my performance point. Moving on in 4th place. Still, just going to keep a good patience to avoid a contact. But what the heck, because wasting a lot of fuel means sacrifice is about to be calling in to its fruition. Gonna have to stay on lean 6. Moving on in the 4th lap. 10-second update by the gap. But still gonna have to climb up in about 8.4 seconds onto our Kokubun in the RE Amira FD3S RX-7. Still got a lot of skill to go because moving on entered to be on the 4th lap. Okay, stay steady on turn 1. I'm really gonna have to practice well and go hard for this part of this segment. Is gonna have to make my Corvette to be entered in the 1st position by having a main possibility to go for only 1%. So let's slot it in, go back on to sector 3. That's very good. Stay steady, stay respawn, and keep a good distance to go advantage and patiently for the disadvantage. So I'm at halfway there, 50% remaining on the fuel. Just going to keep a good lookout before moving on in lap number 5. Okay, there we go. Looks like still got this, and currently to increase a less amount of power. So I have to be extra careful to avoid a contact collision. So in about 6 seconds onto our Kokubun's position, it's gonna have to only one amount of paces left. Sector 5, go back into the straightaway and be on the lookout for any top 3 drivers like Baulio Gallo, Jesus Brillo, and our Kokubun. But I still got a lot of good acceleration strategy with the switch back from 1 to 6. Power and lean is all about having a one successful climbing up opportunity to be entered in the 1st position. Especially for my Corvette ZR1 6th generation 2009 with a U.D.R.S INSport livery, will beat this part of the challenge. Here it comes. Just really don't want to go wall riding this time. Inside is my main part of the queue. That's 40% left. Gonna have to keep killing amount of fuel if I can avoid getting 0% by the skin of its teeth. Okay, there we go. Take that main position underneath bridge number 3. There he is, you guys. Our Kokubun is now currently to stay in 3rd position. Now it's my chance, and just going to go overtake him before moving on in position 3. But somehow, it always going to have to be on the lookout during the part of the recording session that has 2 or 3 seconds interruption. But after I just took several amount of live stream from the live summit in the Crew 2, and especially from the first round of this year's Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup. But I don't know, why did not have any points to be well received? Could it be an issue? Well, perhaps we'll have to find out if we can participate in round 2 will be set and confirmed to be on this Sunday in the month of May. Okay, looks like gonna have to get back onto Sector 5. Valio Gallo has entered the pit, so that makes Susrillo will be entered to be on the first position as well. Halfway there, folks. Lap number 6, and be on standby in about 30% remaining on the fuel. But FYI, if I can keep it up, they'll have to take one best chance to catch up onto Kokubun's current position in number 2 in the RE Amera. FD3S RX7 is still out there. But I can see him right now, after taking turn 1, going straight closer to be at turn 2 by the entrance in sector 2. So I have to keep working hard and stay pushing up in the main edge of the boundaries. Okay, gonna have to get closer. 20% remaining. We're only adding up with 6 is gonna have to give it additional. Just gonna make one pace and get closer onto Kokubun's position in number 2 of the spot. Okay, that's good. Okay. That's one. FD is now being dropped onto 3rd place. Now for the Nissan GT-R 2017. So I have to keep a good exact careful because I've already got 23% remaining on the fuel. Staying on lane 6 is all about having the most impossible racing objective for myself as a U.D.R.S racer. There's no time to avoid contact from behind. I have to keep going. That's a very good run. Now 3.8 seconds for Jesus Brillo as he's about to be entered onto the pits. So there he is right now. He's about to be entered. Medium compound tires in 14% remaining. Now's my chance and go for lap number 7. Gonna have to keep racing hard. I still got this. I have to keep a good main part of the objective before entrance at the end of lap number 7 and go entrance on lap number 8. Stay on track. Keep on racing, stay clean, and going succeeded to have this momentarily. So that's the ticket. Team U.D.R.S is in the lead. I've been waiting for days for this moment because one Corvette is on the way to victory. So I still got enough gap distance for only 16 seconds while Mikhail Hisal is on 2nd place. Just going to keep going. The acceleration and do some passive turns without pulling the gas when corner around onto the layout. We're almost there at the end of the 7th lap, folks. I'll have to go for lap number 8 and adding up to be served as an extra fuel. Just to be in case, whenever I might need to go power 1 to be adding up and go for the extra perk. Okay, there goes the perfect corner to be going blinded, to be on the opposite direction. Alright, Gonna have to switch over to be on power 1. Let's proceed and enter the pit stop without having a tire change. Gonna have to slow down like having a maintain formation. So there you go. Looks like Gallo has now moving on in second place. Gonna have to get my team to be on standby, so refuel only. No tire change at this moment. Okay, looks like Gallo is in the lead, having a comeback, and looks like Minasono is now being entered in second place as well. So there he is. Looks like he's climbing back onto the top 3 position, and looks like Kokubun is now going back onto 3rd position as well. Okay, change of plans. So I have to catch up and go focusing with Team Minasono and our Kokubun on position 2 and 3, while Gallo will have a chance to go proceed for having a second pit stop. Good thing he's currently to be driving with a 2017 Honda NSX, is now having a fully tuned customization, and some decals are now being applied. So let's resume on to round 2 for the chase. So let's catch up the distance on our Kokubun's position in 3rd place. But I'm sure of it. I'm really sure that every part of the strategy is going to have to step it up and go competitive with real cars. So here it comes. Minasono and Kokubun are about to get closer to each other. 2 Japanese Gran Turismo players did very well to be proven and raced with honor. Almost there in around 2 seconds, up ahead in the distance of the gap. Just gonna have to wait on hold before proceed onto the final corners that make one best part of the turn. The FD is in second, while the WRX is now being dropped down onto 3rd. So here I go, power up to the limit. Gallo has entered the pit for the 2nd time. Looks like Minasono is about to be going entered for only 1 time. And then it's only just me and our Kokubun for the battle in 1st place. Entered lap number 9. Okay, looks like the headlights are being turned off automatically because early daytime comes in for having a perfect morning. Time to step things up a bit. Going back onto sector 2 between turn 1 and 2. Okay, just going to keep going. Still got enough fuel in about 56%. Deaccelerate, go by the curves. Very nice. Just gonna have to feel the flow and master the steady to have a good proper lean driver. But I really hope if I can do it last longer for only the next 3 laps. But currently to be almost at the end of the 9th lap before lap number 10 we'll go proceed. But update on the distance for our Kokubun, 3.3 seconds. Steady as it goes, and wait for the standby for having power 1. We'll have to get much more killing amount of fuel we'll have to go wasting. Here it comes. Let's slow down and go power up again. almost to be at 4 seconds up ahead as our Kokubun to be entered to be on the tunnel before proceed on to lap number 10. So I still got enough, much more pushing up the paces, so it'll have to go climb up and gain some separation. Just 2 more laps to go, and then I'll have to get back onto first place in no time. Okay, switch it up. Come on. Gonna have to pull hard. Enter, take turn 1. Gonna have to go on to turn 2 by going down. Gonna have to keep it up, but I still got enough time, and just gonna keep a good exact flow technique to change tactics and fast. Hold it in. Do that inside curb. Just to be patient and confident, as 1 FD is still currently to take the lead. But it's not over yet. I can still do it, and just gonna have to pull my much more supercharged limit. I can feel it, you guys. Almost there to get back onto our Kokubun's current position and update to be on the #1 spot. But still to come, because the final turns is going to have to get closer to have the main part of the U-turn direction in the right side. Here goes nothing. Switch back onto 1 and go full speed up ahead. I'm sure a bit because it takes amount of sacrifice for my Corvette. Just going to keep a good maintain by the pace. There you go. Looks like I'm coming back, and go for first position is now having a perfect comeback. Looks like my strategy just barely paid off. Now I have to go defense to avoid having a contact. What can I say, folks? I feel good today for this part of the video. But I just really don't want to get too cocky, because all I have to do is gonna have to stay focused and go defense, as our Kokubun is now going offense in about 0.5 seconds. So I have to stick it to the game plan and go enter for the part of the curved straightaway to be on the half of the track. That's more like it. Keep it up and go. Now, adding up with a good 1 second defense is now going additional. Looks like I'm still got a lot of good spirit between myself and the 6th generation Corvette ZR1. And that's how becoming a team is all about, for having a good bonding potential between the Gran Turismo player and its most favorite rail car of all time. So let's go onward to be on the final lap after finishing from lap number 11. But I can feel it, folks. It takes a matter of possibilities to go strategy and road going competitive to be served as the first stage of road car racing. Just like Polipoli Digital Cup, but I bet this is going to get much more fantastic to go Miracle, and doing the best time moment to go green light for having a farming work for only 1 race and 12 laps by the endurance. So here comes the final lap, you guys. I'm about to take home the podium. Winning through success, through any kinds of build set on performance point based regulation is all about try your best and keep working hard till you're gonna have to do it right. Turn 1 clear. Now gonna have to stay defense as our Kokobun is now going offense for having a second time and go by the dirt. So let's take it and go well achieved for this replay is now going 100% complete by having one best chance. Okay, we got some good spectators around. Looks like they just really want to see some action. Come on, just gonna go exit on sector 3. Just 2 more sectors to go. Alright, very good. Just gonna keep smooth pave. It's all about having a best moment, just like racing on the Tokyo Highway from Tokyo Extreme Racer. Okay, go for the final corner. Gonna have to slow down and make that good line to be entered on the apex. Just to have 11% remaining, so I have to go for it. Make one last call, and just gonna have to give everything all I got to have power 1. We'll have to take one last push. Okay, looks like I'm about to bring home the podium, you guys. There it is. I just took first place for the win for represent the United Defensive Reformation Service iNSport Racing Team. Now that's a road car competition for myself, you guys. First place is job well done. Yes, I just did it on my own according to the performance point based regulation, and my requirements is now being set and complete. Total time by under 30 minutes is going to get much more exactly to have one race by exactly to earn some more currency credits by over an hour. So my total time is 24 minutes 34.129 seconds. Great race, you guys. Great race, and especially for every Gran Turismo competitors in this part of the grid list. All that tuning work, road going competition, and the best surpassing achievement is now going adding up by 825,000 GT credits. Very good job. Solid fine work, and that's how clean racing is the main part of the example. Boy, it takes a lot of hard work for myself because I just went there for the first time, and mostly because that could be a fine perspective to see how 100% is going to have to do a much better part of the racing competition to this one. So onto the replay, it's going to have to find a good captured thumbnail image. So there's one, almost a little bit blurry, so just going to be sure to have this one. Alright, well, looks like that might be quite good enough. Time to exit, and looks like race number 4 is cleared, is now going proceed. I just really like that good thumbnail image that I just captured. So, looks like it's all finished, and only 2 more events to go for the World Touring Car 600 will be proceed and head on over to be at the Rallycross layout in Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya and Grand Valley Highway 1. So you see, folks, I just spent 8 days to do some farming work before proceed for having this part of the perspective content video, but mostly because I just did a lot of hard work just to come in to have some strategy thinking to have one possibility to go clean racing when you're at the East Clockwise of Tokyo Expressway. But after all, any road car is going to get much more likely and do some farming work after this part of the video is now being complete. So, looks like part 67 is finished before coming up, and part 68 will be continuing on and finishing in the World Touring Car 600. But in the meantime, because I had to be ready, because I had to do some more live stream videos on the Nations Cup and Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup according to the new format is now being proceeded as well for the main part of the update. More to come, and do some more video editing developments for myself, so I had to be sure and do everything I can to do a follow-up catch-up. I just really enjoyed watching the full walkthrough video on Gran Turismo 7. Thank you for watching. Be sure click the subscribe button for a like, comment, and click the bell for notifications on upcoming content videos in the later future. I'll be see you guys next time for continue on in Gran Turismo 7, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.